Welcome to a complete course in calculus. This is Tadessa. In this section, we'll see the product and quotient rules and higher order derivatives. So previous section, we discussed about some of the basic differentiation rules, which is the derivative of a constant, derivative of constant multiple rule, derivative of the sum, derivative of the difference. Now in this section, we'll see how to find derivative of a product and a quotient. So the idea is, let's say I have a function h of x, which is equal to one function f of x times g of x. I have a function h, which is a product of these two functions. So we want to find the derivative of h, which is nothing but the derivative of f times g. So the product rule says the derivative of the product will be, so you need to find the derivative of the first function. So when I say first, second, I'm referring to this f times g. Derivative of f times g plus f times the derivative of g. That is what we call it, the product rule. This is what we call it, the product rule. Let's see an example. So example will be, let h of x equal to x squared times e to the x. Now you can see that this function h of x is the product of two functions, which is what? X squared and e to the x. So you can think of x squared like f of x and e to the x like g of x. Now we want to find the derivative of g. So how do you find the derivative of g? We'll be using the product rule. So h prime at x becomes the derivative of the first. What is the derivative of x squared? 2x times the second plus the first times the derivative of e to the x. The derivative of e to the x we discussed in the previous section, which is itself. So that will be the derivative of the product. Keep in mind, the common mistake is, just like sum rule and difference rule, they think the derivative of f times g of x derivative, they think like this equal to f prime times g prime. This is absolutely wrong, okay? We don't have that rule. So this is what the product rule says, okay? Let's see what the quotient rule is. Similarly, if you have a quotient h of x equal to f of x divided by g of x, the quotient rule says the derivative of h becomes the derivative of f times g minus f times the derivative of g. Then you need to divide by the denominator, which is g of x squared. This is what we call it, the quotient rule. Simple example will be, just think of h of x equal to, you can take any function, let's say 4x plus 7 divided by 5 minus x squared. So this is a quotient of two functions. So now this is the example. We want to find h prime at x, which is nothing but a quotient. So h prime at x using the quotient rule becomes what? The derivative of the numerator. What is the derivative of 4x plus 7? 4, right? Times 5 minus x squared minus the numerator 4x plus 7 times the derivative of the denominator, which is negative 2x. Now you need to divide everything by 5 minus x squared, the whole square. That will be the derivative of the quotient, which is 4x plus 7 over 5 minus x squared. So using the quotient rule, you can find, if you remember in the previous video, I talked about what the derivative of sine, cos, and e to the x. So which means using this quotient rule, you can find the derivative of tan, for example, the trig function, tan of x. So how do you find that? Okay, so to find that, tan is sine divided by cos, right? So directly you can apply the quotient rule. So let's do that. F prime at x becomes, what is the derivative of sine? It's cos times the denominator, which is cos x, right? Minus sine x times, what is the derivative of cos x? Minus sine x. So this divided by cos x, the whole square. Now you can see here I have a minus. With the minus it becomes plus. So cos x times cos x is what? Cos x the whole square, which is written as like this. This is the same as like this. They are exactly the same, okay? Cos square x is the same as what? Cos x the whole square plus sine square x divided by what? Cos x the whole square, or cos square x. Now from the fundamental identity from trigonometry, we know that cos square x plus sine square is 1. So sine square x plus cos square x is what? 1 divided by cos x the whole square. So this is nothing but 1 over cos is what? Sec, right? 1 over cos is sec. So 1 over cos x square means, this is by the way the same as 1 over cos x the whole square, right? So this will be sec square x. That will be the derivative of sec. So similarly, you can prove the derivative of cotangent of x, which is nothing but cos x divided by sine x. Just follow the same step. It's exactly the same thing. If I ask you what is the derivative of, I would say, sec x, what is the derivative of cosec x, right? So sec x means what? 1 over cos x. Cosec is what? 1 over sine x. So you can use quotient rule. Okay, another example will be, let's say I have f of x equal to x minus tan x. Now find f prime at x. So this is the difference of two functions. So my answer will be, okay, f prime at x becomes what? The derivative of x is 1 minus, what is the derivative of tan x? We know that the derivative of tan x here is sec square x. So the answer will be what? Sec square x. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next video.